Alright. Yeah, I know. A little bit late. Big deal. Had a few things to take care of after Elaine shut down hers, which didn't give me enough time to get everything I was trying to get done or get this all set up. How's everybody doing tonight? Feeling better?
Hi, everyone.
Got Arnie in here. Where's Randy?
You should be coming in shortly.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. We should be seeing Randy. Yep. See, there he is.
Randy.
Cool Gamer. We're gonna see that two-legged bird. We'll see the Roadrunner. You know, the Mimi. Oh. Well, like I said, I finally hit that 1,000 subs. Last time I looked, it was 1,000, I think 1,012. Oh, that's not good, Randy. But I do have that little power meter hooked up, and let's see how it does as far as measuring the amount of voltage, amperage, and watt.
Ooh.
There's a blast from the past.
Whoops.
Yeah. You didn't do any of that on Elaine, so you have to wait and do it all morning.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
You never are. You never expect any of that. All right, so what's the story on that solar setup at that church?
Yeah, my church is going to be getting rid of it because it's 30 years old and half of it's not working anymore.
Ah. So basically, it's the solar panels themselves. Most solar panels are only good for about 25 years.
Yeah, something too with an inverter not working.
Well, it could be the fact that you got solar panels themselves aren't producing enough volts and wattage. It's like this one here. Okay, this is the second one I got in. All right, I've got the other one out there in the garage already.
Yeah.
And I had it hooked up where I had two panels in series hooked up. It was going It wasn't enough voltage. Hey, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
So when I got 6 panels in series, that jumped it up to about 120 volts, which it was going, okay, fine, I'm happy. It's working fine. But
yeah.
if you got an inverter that it's requiring voltage at this amount and you're only supplying this amount, that inverter is not going to work. So if you got a solar panel not putting out, then yeah, that would explain that. They probably need to do solar panels themselves. After 30 years, yeah, the panels themselves probably shot.
Yeah, they looked into it, and I guess they're not going to replace or repair any of it.
Do you know how big of a system that they've got?
Not offhand.
I mean, being for a church, that should be a pretty big system.
Yeah, and there was a website for it too where you could log in, see how much is being produced and how much is being used and all that.
I got 3 more rows going. I've already got counted up to 41 panels.
Yeah.
So let me. So this is what, like I said, I've already counted basically from here down. That's 41. We got 42, 43, 44. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5.
Plus the roof needs to be retiled. So they're just gonna get rid of it all.
Looks like 86 panels are up there on the roof. That's a lot.
Yeah, there's quite a few up there.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I mean, those don't look like they're small ones. Those look like they might be some
No,
high
they're big.
wattage ones.
Yeah. Hi, Crystal.
Hello. Okay, where is that?
That's on top of the church that Arnie goes to.
Okay, nice.
They are getting rid of all that.
Aw.
That's 80. What did I say? 86 solar panels.
Something like that, yeah.
I just counted them all. There's like 86 different solar panels up there that they're getting rid of. They're getting rid of everything.
Hi, Randy. Hi, Robert.
And those do not look like they're going to be the small ones either. I said probably 4 or maybe even an 800 watt panel.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Pretty big.
Yeah.
I remembered when they put everything in.
Yeah, they are the size of a person.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm eating pot roast.
Yeah, I haven't got mine yet. You see, panels like that is what I've been looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to get rid of it, I'm just wondering how much it would cost to ship something like that down here.
No. You ain't got the money.
I know. I mean, now, being a church and everything, they would have funds where they wanted to donate to a good cause.
Yeah, they would donate the panels. They ain't going to donate the shipping and stuff.
I know. No, they could if they really want to be nice.
Yeah, my church too, when they had put in, I guess they had like some government programs that paid for it all.
Uh-huh.
Focus on energy and other ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't be expecting all of those panels.
Do I need to triple menu?
I do not have enough room for 86 panels. I mean, I've got 12 out there right now. I don't have room for 86. I mean, I wish I did. Providing they were all working.
There'd be no way I'd take them home on my scooter because I'll be riding like this, trying to see where I'm going.
Yeah, because I do know that I was looking on Marketplace for other panels and everything. I found some. Let me go back over here and bring them back up. Okay. Okay. screen. Now, these are 410 watts solar panels, and they're bifacial, which is bifacial is supposed to be the best ones out there. But they're, say 84 inches by 41, almost 41 and a half inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so almost 8 foot by 4 foot.
Yeah, I'd be wiping out with those for sure.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're looking at.
Yeah, basically that to me, unless they're bigger than that, I mean that's possible. I mean, $100 a piece; those are not bad for being brand new.
Yeah.
What's that, James?
Jim Bob?
Yeah, that one, Jim Bob.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot. I know this is your wife's name. I just could not remember yours for some reason.
Yeah, that's Canadian Solar. Let's see, it's 400 watts, and we're looking at with a 36.7 volts and a little bit over 10 amps. Well, my solar array with the inverter, I know I'll be able to use 10 of those. Hey, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Mailhouse.
Hello.
So we got the other Robert in-house. Yeah, Robert Mailhouse is in-house. But like I said, I would only be able to use at the most 10 of those, but I wouldn't be able to use all of them in series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the combiner box I've got, it can only do 225 volts. So, I mean, I'd be able to do, what would it have to, it would have to be, I could do 5, I'd have to do series of 2 each and connect them in parallel. And that would keep the voltage down, but get the amperage up.
Well, Randy, good luck at your doctor's appointment, and hopefully everything turns out well.
Someone's here.
Uh-oh.
Robert from CDC, that's between you and the other one as far as who the handsome Robert is. I'm not going to get in between that. No. That's between you and him to start fighting that out with. Yeah.
You're welcome, Randy. Yeah, you're not my man. I'm not judging any others. That's what your partner is for. Be it your wife or husband, whatever you want.
Okay, so in this corner, we've got Robert from CDC. In this corner, we got Robert Bellhouse. Let's get ready to rumble. We'll start doing a few, we'll get you out there for the Rock'em Sock'em robots. How's that?
Oh.
But, no, Alex said, I've been, hey, John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
I hope not. Hope you don't, Randy. But now I got that meter and like I said, I got that meter and everything. So tomorrow I'll be able to check, see how things are out there on it. I need to get 2 more batteries, but that's going to be a while. Now I did send off an email off to the lady that I've been dealing with on the batteries, letting her know that, hey, I finally hit 1,000 subscribers. And also want to inquire whether or not they've got a 24-volt battery system.
Mm.
Hey, it's Bill Beckett.
Hey, Bill.
Hello, Bill. Sorry, I was on another tab.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm trying to get that system over there ready to go. And now, what's really funny is this one here just got in today. Okay. And I ordered it like 3 days ago. Let me go over here and okay. I placed the order on the 29th. I got it today. Okay. I wound up ordering one just like it, different company. That was ordered on the 25th, and they said it will be here Saturday. You know, we've been here this past Saturday. Then they said no, it'll be in Sunday. Then they got saying because of shipping and everything, it won't be until next weekend. Oh, really? It was the exact same thing. Let me show you what I want to order. Now, this is the same thing as far as what I ordered originally. So, that's what I've got out in the garage. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3600 watt, 24 volt. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, $400. Okay, but they actually had a, I think, $30 off coupon. Hey, Enfield.
Hey,
Hello.
There's Cool Gamer.
Hey, Cool Gamer.
Now
Hi, Gamer.
yeah, now we just need the me guy. All right. So, like I said, you got that. I didn't share it. No, I didn't. Hang on, I forgot to share that. Sorry.
You found it.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly, Robert.
Now, okay. See, okay, this is the one that, like I said, I had ordered. Okay. Got it, and it took over a week to wind up getting it in. Okay. But then I ordered another one on the 25th. That said, no. Okay. So you see what that one looks like. All right. So let me get over. Now this is a different company or different, manufacturer, whatever, whatever we'll call it. Looks a little familiar, doesn't it?
That's okay, Angels. We know it's late. You have a good day. Stay safe, hon.
Yep. Appreciate you being here. Oh, by the way, Phil, I don't know if you heard or not, but I finally hit the 1K subs.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Now, one thing I did look at earlier, I had it, and somehow I lost my 4,000 watch hours.
You
What?
had a sub that had a lot of hours invested in watching your channel left.
Probably.
Because what they do now is when you lose subs, you lose their watch hours
Right. So
over the course of 2 years, 5 years, however long.
they said in 365 days. Basically, I had like 4,500 watch hours. Now I'm at like 3,300. So I'm 700 watch hours short to be able to hit that 4,000 to be fully monetized, even though I got the 1,000 subs. Thank you. But as you can tell, like I said, that was purchased on the 29th. It came in today.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. So let's see.
Oh, pardon.
I don't want that.
I've got semi-flat Coke back here, so it doesn't. I get a little bit of the burps. So, and on top of dealing with Mater all day, that's not fun. So, thank you, John.
Oh, there's one. Now this is close. Doesn't it look like the same thing? Except up
Color.
the color, and it doesn't have a little window at the top showing with the LED light saying whether or not it's good or not.
Yep.
But same thing. It's a 3,600 watt. 24 to DC to 110. It still does 120 amp charge controller. Oh,
Sorry. I know I've slept all day, but I'm still tired. Yeah, Randy, get up in the morning and can't eat, can't drink. Gotta go to the doctor.
Oh, and here's another one too.
Amazon and Alibaba are very, very similar when it comes to. I've got 50. Yeah, exactly, Robert. Exactly. I've got 50 or 60 different manufacturers that all do the same thing.
Yeah.
But Amazon is a little bit pickier about them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's surprising. Yeah. Most doctors, especially since it's a yearly physical, don't want you to eat or drink if you're on meds.
Yeah.
Because so they can get a baseline on you.
But like I said, you look at that one, same thing, just different color. The screen, everything's the same on it. Same, output, everything. I think that's all the reason I didn't go with that one. Nope. There was one of them I looked at. It had a little yellow box down there that said return.
Frequently. No.
Yeah, it's like, you see something like that, do not. That's one of those you definitely have to stay away from. that's the one thing about with the solar systems is that you've got basically one manufacturer out there, and they're going to be building it, but you got all these different, like the Busberry, the YNH, like this one, the G9, whatever, and you got so on so all these other Chinese companies that want the same thing. So they go to that manufacturer, say, hey, we want you to do, make that for us.
Yeah.
But we want our colors and or our name put on it. Okay.
Yeah, Randy, you have a get up and go day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice, Randy.
See, and I was just mean. I stuck everything in the crock pot and said to heck with it.
Yeah, and not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday. Yeah, that's when I'll be going back underneath the knife again. Unfortunately. And one thing I'm going to be discussing with this doctor is I need to find out if she would have done the original operation different than what he had done. Right, because I mean she's a hand specialist and everything, so yeah, as you can tell, that finger is not pointing straight like it should be. Now, one thing I did show Crystal yesterday is I said, what do you see on my finger right there at that joint? She goes, looks like a spider bit you. I got, nope, I think that's where the point of that bone fragment is trying to poke through. Because that's right in the same general area, and I feel a bump right there now. It's like it's rotated even more.
Okay, you got your toys in. I'm getting mine out.
All right. Hey, I got to do something about with this heat going. I'm going to put my curtain back up to help trap some of this cool air on this side.
All right, listen for the pop. Oh, good, it didn't do it.
What's that?
I had one of those airbag pop, the packing bag, and I went to pop it with one of my long sewing needles. I did not know if it was going to be noisy or not.
Yeah.
I would rather it be, y'all got to be prepared. We don't want Layla running around.
Yep, that's true.
Nah, do worse than the middle finger, Robert. Hit him where it hurts.
Well, I'll tell you right now, that definitely would not apply to my head.
Oh, man. They did not give me an instruction booklet.
I know this is not all that great, but it does help out some. Okay, I got to put a screw back in right there, man. I got to put another screw back in. Okay.
Exactly, Robert.
What's that?
I said hit the doctor where it hurts, and Robert's like pocketbook. Yep. You're thinking along the same lines I am.
Sorry about this, guys, but I've got to do something about because of the heat. This garage is not exactly all that well insulated. Might not look all that great, but hey, it helps block some of the keep the air and everything in on this side. It does work.
And I have extra screws. I love it. The parts, what I got, guys, is a ball winder for large balls, large amounts of yarn. Now, I already have one. It does like 3 to 5 ounces. This one is supposed to hold up to 18 ounces.
I should be feeling a difference.
Yeah.
Soon in here.
Okay.
So now that makes basically 10 foot by what, about 6 foot?
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to undo my camera. Now, this is the base, and it already comes with screws that I put into right here. Now that, whoa, this is where you thread the yarn through. It already comes with a screw, but I have 4 extra screws, so yay!
Good.
Yeah.
Now, does it come with the appropriate tools to assemble it with? Get that very, very expensive screwdriver.
I got the short and fat one.
So they got in touch with Crap On Tools.
And a few others.
Yeah.
Okay, they had fun because there's a lot of hot glue on this. Oh, well, it's a good thing they sent extra screws because one of them's missing.
That's good.
I guess I just bumped it off, but that's fine. I'll find it eventually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely feeling, even though I've still got some gaps here and there, I'm already feeling a difference over here. Because not all the cool area is going that way. It's staying trapped mostly on this side now. Hey, I got my blue screen up. I got my blue screen.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. That's $12,000 is about the amount that it costs for my yarn.
Oh, you know that redhead? I'm trying to remember her name. That's on
Instagram and TikTok.
Well, I don't know about. Hey, Neverboard, how you doing?
I never bored. Yeah, she's on TikTok.
Is it TikTok?
Yeah, the one that
Because I know she's always on. I see the Facebook reels of her.
Yep.
You know, talking about how what were they thinking on this, that, and the other.
Yep.
And she was showing one cups, just regular drinking cups. They had one that was Versace.
Yep.
And all these others. And I'm going, $7,000 for a damn cup?
Yep.
I'm going, nah, that's okay. And she was talking about, showing all of them. Yeah. I'll have to work on that.
You have to pay for that with StreamYard.
Is it?
Yep.
That's okay. I don't pay for StreamYard anyways.
Yeah.
I was too broke for that.
Ain't we all?
Yeah. Well, there's that damn flea. Caught him that time. Fleas are starting to make their appearance. He didn't get away.
As long as you don't bring him in the house, dead or alive.
I tried not to. But no, what was real funny, she was showing all the different ones. And then she was showing this one, her favorite one, $12.99, and it had the clear plastic on the top with a little whale that as you were bringing in, the drink and everything out, it would actually have the shoot up through the top of the whale. She goes, I'll spend my $12.99 on this one and be happy.
Oh, yeah. It was all the rage a couple of last year for a glass purse. And I'm like, glass? Okay, no.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Thank you, Board. I appreciate that. Yeah, actually, last time I looked, it was 1,012, so I'm way over that. Now I know you messaged me earlier. I did look, and unfortunately, I went from like 4,500 watch hours down to almost 3,300. So somehow I've lost a lot of watch hours. So it means I need about a little bit over 700 watch hours to make that up so that I can be fully monetized again. Like I said, I'm supposed to be partially monetized, but now it's dropped down.
Yeah, and like you said, that's just because that person left.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching where I had subscribers and everything, and it would go up and then back down, up, back down.
Randy. He did have the hours never bored, but somebody left and he lost 4,000 watch hours.
Now, it wasn't 4,000, it was probably about, I'm looking at probably almost 1,000 watch hours.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, because like I said, I had been a little bit more than that. Because like I said, I had about 4,600 watch hours, and then all of a sudden it went from there down to just under 3,300.
Yeah, I know, Randy. I just have to mess with you just a little bit. Just because I can, and, I know you're not taking it serious.
Right. Now, I know John, he subbed to me today through Elaine's live stream. I had a few others last night on Grand Pito Vic on his live stream. And then, I just said it, John. I just said that you subbed to me today off of, Elaine's.
And we thank you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And I thanked you during Elaine's bingo. And I did get at least one bingo in. Yep, I appreciate it. Now, one thing I will say is that I'm gonna start doing something, and I watched a few videos, got a few ideas. I'm gonna start making stuff, wooden stuff, and see about start selling it. Because unfortunately, yeah, I do have some bad news. So, I was having all those issues after the surgery and everything with the hand, and of course, was it a couple of weeks ago? I wound up going into the ER. They wound up telling me I had a viral and bacterial infection going on at the same time. That's why I was having the fever and everything else. Well, unfortunately, due to that, today I got the phone call from HR, and I've been terminated from my job.
You didn't get the phone call. I did.
Yeah, but still talked to HR and everything. But I told her what was going on. So, I was running fever where you can ask Crystal.
Yeah.
I was having some weird dreams that she was kind of like, "What the hell are you putting in that tobacco?"
Yeah, I mean, but if this was Oklahoma, I'd be wondering if he was adding some happy weed to that.
Adding some of that happy grass.
What is it? Oh, devil's lettuce. That's it.
Yeah. And not only that, but a few other illicit items.
Yeah, but like I said, that's up in Oklahoma.
Yeah. But it's the fact that
yes, Neverboard. They said he can reapply.
Yeah.
It's if he has to start from zero.
Right. That's one thing that Michelle was talking about is they basically did because of not being there, and they have a point system where once you collect 10 points, you're done.
No, Randy.
Okay. Now, as far as what John was asking about, I make things out of wood. Okay, that's the easiest thing I can try and do. I'm just trying to figure out when I'll be doing the video. No. I got too much stuff down here I gotta get taken care of. But no, it's just the fact that I've seen a bunch of videos on YouTube on making stuff out of wood, and as a couple of people say it, basically put your own twist or spin on it. So I was like, okay, fine. That's exactly what I'm going to wind up doing. I got the pallet coasters. Those are easy for me to get made. Okay.
And it works.
Good. You assembled it correctly.
Yes, and I know how to take it apart. And if I go back the other way. That's not going to be a problem now. I can get this big ball that I have underneath that did not like me. I can get it redone.
Yeah, the only problem is gotta have money to be able to pay for stuff like that. Right now, I got no money coming in.
Yep.
Basically, this last Friday was my last paycheck. And that was only for like 2 days because that's all I was able to work.
Yep.
Dealing with this right here. Now, like I said, I will be talking with the new doctor to find out if, how she would have handled the original surgery if what she would have done would have been different than what he wound up doing to have prevented this. If she says yes, that means then I would have the opportunity to find maybe an attorney that would go after the other doctor and get some kind of a financial compensation. Yeah, and John, I've actually been with the company for over a year to be able to go on FMLA to do all three of my surgeries. Two of them that were scheduled. The one on the back of the hand was not scheduled.
Yeah. We're going to work through it, and I just have to remember not to kill him.
Yeah.
Between now and then.
But now one of the things I'll be working on, and I ordered the stuff, and I'm over here.
Trust me, Neverboard, if I could, I would, but he would be of no use to you. Because his hand is messing him up to the point that it's not worth it. All are appreciated, John. Just make all good vibes, good prayers. Those are really appreciated.
Okay, I can tell a difference walking from back over there. There's a big time difference temperature-wise between this side and over there. This is working. Now, this is some, one of ordering these off of Scamazon.
Neverboard, we have pop cans, and we've got, I know, two and a third bag, 2.5.
Yeah,
I'm the one drinking most of the pop.
Right. And I've got some scrap metal I need to get taken out.
Oh, soda cans are 85 cents per pound up here. My neighbor just took hers in.
Yeah, I think last time I looked, they were around 65 or 70 here.
Right. Actually, Scamazon, yeah. I think actually the easy way to show is go to my orders.
You should miss.
Okay. I want to order. It was a 4-pack of these little stainless steel cat, dog bowls, and a 4-pack of them, $10. Okay. I didn't realize how freaking small that they were going to be.
Yeah.
Get over here. Yeah, let me do that. Show you how big. That's it. That's how small. I mean, 6 ounces. That's not a lot. Okay.
3 double shots of whiskey.
Yeah. In comparison to what we wound up getting from Walmart, and these were what, 12 ounce?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This one here is from Walmart. This is what I got from Scamazon. So what I'm gonna wind up doing is see about making some raised animal bowl feeders stands. See about doing that, and then I saw another one where it looks like stairs, but it's shelving. It looks like stairs going up, and you mount it to the wall and everything, but it's like a 3-step stand. So I'm gonna wind up doing that. But I'm going to do it something different. I'm actually going to have one going up this way, one going up this way, and meeting. As far as the stair one goes, I think, and get it to where I've got the keyhole slot mounts and everything. I picked up a package of those off of Amazon. That way, all I have to do is put a couple screws in. They can sit up there and boop, drop it down, and get it hung. All right, Randy, you have a good night.
Later, Randy.
Yeah. So I was thinking around $60 for the set. Which basically puts them about $30 a piece. And the material, I can get the material cheap and everything. And then another thing is the dog, the pet food stand, the race stand. I saw several of those videos about people making them. For small dogs and, for small, medium, and large dogs. Matter of fact, the large dog, this one guy went up making it, where it had a drawer up underneath. You slide it out, had the container with a battery-operated light that as soon as you open up the drawer, the light came on. But you had a little tote and everything at the bottom. You could put your food in. So it's right there. Have your scoop. Open the drawer up, take a scoop, boom, right in, close the drawer, and everything.
Yeah.
Now, something like that, yeah, that would not be cheap. I haven't figured out what I'd be selling something like that for.
Yeah, you like that one guy does. Go to Etsy and see which prices are there.
Right. Matter of fact, I actually looked on Etsy to see about selling.
Yeah, not with the prices and the fees that they pull out.
Oh, I can get them built, John. That's not a big deal. I mean, I got plenty of time right now.
Yeah.
Now, what state are you in? Because I'm down here in Texas, just south of Dallas. Okay, so I'm on Etsy right now.
Okay, yeah, the shipping would be horrendous. And I'm sorry for the sound coming from me, but I am working with yarn and getting this big ball wound up so I can get it out of my way.
Yeah, I was wondering what it was, because to me it sounded like it was coming from outside.
No, it's the yarn winder.
Okay, now this is on Etsy. That's something that someone's got on Etsy. $70 plus, depending upon the size and everything. So, yeah. So, we'll see what color. Say we'll go with that one. Okay. So, extra large, no name. Yeah, you're looking at $90.
Okay, and then you would have to, yeah, the shipping.
Right. Like I said, now, the way I would do mine, different than that. Like I said, there's people out there, they do them, so different.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because the bowls themselves are, I can pick those up cheap and everything. So, yeah, I mean, as you tell, that's There was that one there.
You can get the bowls at Walmart, just, but if he made it would have bowls with it. We would just let you know where we got them and how and everything, so that you could, if the dog got rough, it could be replaced easily.
Yeah.
Occasionally, my dog has taken the rubber seal off the edge, so her bowls are well used, well worn, and they travel around the bedroom.
And it's like this one here.
Fudge.
Yeah. Hey, $140.
Yeah, but that's painted, personalized, stained. Yeah. Whoa.
Damn. See, that's the thing about with me, John, is I can make the stuff, like I said, this right here, yeah, I could do that. But for $140, now, as far as with the lettering and everything,
Sticker, that's what going and getting stencils are for, dear.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say. Go to
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, I was going to say Hobby Lobby and get the stencils. But yeah, I mean, like and it's in 8 carts right now.
I don't know if he's ever heard of Macari.
What is that? No. But like I said, I'm looking at someone here. Like this one's got 3 bowls in it. It's $136.50. You got a single one, $44. So, I mean, you got them all over the different side. Got one on here, yeah, $162.50 on it. $85, $58, $58 for a single one.
Yep.
And yeah, they're using like plywood.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
show you what I'm talking about.
Now, for John, since he doesn't know me, I grew up in the country, so I know this stuff. And using plywood is only for how I grew up. Plywood is a temporary measure, and they're making it for permanent. Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, it depends.
Yeah.
I mean, like this right here, that looks like it's one piece of plywood that they've cut the shape and everything out of, and they've notched. They put a notch in it right in here, to where the 2 pieces will meet like that.
Yeah, I understand, but.
And I'm going, something like that would be simple to make. I mean, 3/4 inch plywood. Hell, you can get a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood. Maybe. Right. Like I said, that right there. Yeah, I mean, I've got table saw, I've got the jigsaw, I've got all this other stuff. No big deal. So, I mean, like I said, I can, not only that, but I've done birdhouses.
Still got a bunch of those.
They got a bunch of the birdhouses. Those are easy to make.
And Peggy wants to seal your crate.
Yeah, I know.
I won't let her. didn't do too bad. It did about a little over half a ball, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
Not what I was hoping, but
All right. So let me go over here. I found one on Etsy. And they're wanting $38.40. Yeah, well, John, right now, if I can get started on doing this, get my hand back, actually get back to work, I could do stuff like this on the side, commit and everything. And then I would love to be able to have the money to get a much bigger building out in the backyard built. What I'd like to be able to do is get a 16 by 32 shed built out in the backyard. Basically transfer all my woodworking stuff over to that. That way I've got a lot more room to be able to do everything. Because right now, this is a 20 by 20 garage, and I'm on that side over there with a 10 by 20. So kind of limited, and then same way on this side for doing assembly. But like I said, if I actually had get that other built, that 16 by 32, I'd have plenty of room to put everything. And maybe get a few other items. But, I mean, for something like that, I was using a, what was it, 2x6? I was making mine out of 2x6. And it was simple and easy to do. And I was using the 2x6 to cut the slats and everything.
yeah, you literally took a 2x6 and that was ripped it down.
Yeah. And it did not take me all that long to do all that. Matter of fact, I took, what was it? They were only 9 inches tall. So all I did was I just took a 2x6, cut it 9 inches in length, and then I just ran it through the table saw to split it right down the middle, and then glued them together like that, and get them all set up, and then ran through the planer to make sure everything was all even. I took another one that had, what was it, 19 inches in length?
Something like that.
Something like that. Got another 2x6 cut to 19 inches. Then ran it through, taking, what was it, 1/4-inch strips?
Yeah, something. I don't know. I would have to go and get it, but I'm not going and digging on the front porch right now.
Right, I know. Then, like I said, I could take 2x6 and an 8-foot 2x6. I could get.
You got what, 4 or 5?
I could probably get at least 4 of them out of the 2x6 8-foot.
Yeah, John, if you go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, well, it used to be Michael's and Joanne, but I know Michael's has them. They're $13 each. That's where I got mine, and that's what he based it off of. You can get it at Walmart now.
Yeah, they're like what, $20? $20
at Walmart.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, he actually spent what, $20 for one at Walmart. It started falling apart on her.
No. Mine was Michael's, but it was also old.
Yeah. Well, see, like here's one very similar to like what I make. That right right there, that's very similar to like what I make. You got the ends. Now that's one piece of solid wood. Now I do cut the hole out for the handle on each end. So you've got, so on each side, looking at 1, 2, 3, 5 slats, and they're almost inch, say inch and a quarter. Yeah, I know. And see, that's the one thing there, board, is fact that Chris and I, we want to go into a farmer's market, spent $25, and the only thing we ended up selling was 4 sets of those coasters at 2 of them for $5. Sold 4 sets, so made $20. Spent $25 and be able to set up, lost $5.
Yeah.
Never sold, didn't sell a single one. Birdhouses, didn't sell any of the crates, none of that.
And then I went to another one later on, that it was, I had one other guy that was selling wood stuff, but he was like, yeah, this is the wrong season for what you've got. And it's just like, I'm done with it. He made planters out of it, and I gave part of those away because they came and helped us with the lawn and stuff. Oh yeah.
And I mean, I can make them. And up like this, the way I make them, yes, I do use staples, but I use the stop doing that. I use the what they call the narrow crown, and I probably could. I mean, I've got an Amazon affiliate and everything. Nobody's going there to buy anything off of it, so I'm not making any money off of that.
Sorry.
And I'm not making any money off of YouTube. I've got one check. Yeah, I get.
Yeah, you get handmade by Amazon, and literally you make handmade products.
I mean, because one thing I was thinking about is going to the different flea markets. I mean, we got one that's local, and then we've got Canton. That is a huge one. They only do it once a month. And, I mean, we're talking about thousands and thousands of people show up for that, for those 3 days.
Yeah, and people come from out of state for that.
Yeah, they come from out of state. And that was the first time I ever heard about Dublin Dr. Pepper. I actually found someone there selling it. Yeah, that's her making that noise.
Yeah, sorry. But it's working well. I'm getting this mess. So.
Yeah.
And John, I crochet. That's how come I've got yarn everywhere.
Yeah. So, like I said, yes, I can, I can make probably about 3, possibly 4 crates out of one 2x6. And like I said, birdhouses, those are easy to make. I mean, I was making them out, what was it, about 3 years ago? Went up going over to a friend's house, and someone had decided to redo their fence. They got 8-foot cedar fence pickets, and it cut like 2 feet off
the top.
So
I went over to Peggy's.
Yeah, and so she had all this fence picket and everything. I was like, okay, what do we do with it? I had it sitting here for a long time. Oh, planter boxes.
Yep.
I started doing that, and I started doing it even out of the birdhouses. I made coasters out of them. Hey, John, that's fine. I mean, I appreciate that.
I mean, if nothing else, you could talk to someone, you could talk to your neighbor, and they're like, yeah, but I just don't want to deal with the shipping. But I know somebody that's in Arkansas or somebody in Kansas.
Yeah.
You know, word of mouth is the best way a business has for advertising, but it is also the worst way. If you have bad dealings, that is the worst thing, is word of mouth.
It's like these right here. Okay, these are the mini pallet coasters that I make. Okay, these don't take that long for me to make. I've got a little jig and everything that once I get the wood and everything cut, yeah. Matter of fact, these right here were the first ones I wound up making. And it's like, okay. I just didn't like the way they turned out. So I wanted to go a different way. And I've been trying to refine and everything. Hey, that's fine. You got a lot of people. They can start sending all their Benjamins down to me.
Well, hey, something's got to stay up there so he can make a living.
Yeah. I mean, those pallet coasters are easy to make. I was going to do, hey, dancing.
Hi, dancing.
I was going to see about doing a set of 6 of them for like $30. Matter of fact, that's one thing Chris and I were talking about. Oh, and dancing. I don't know if you heard or not, but I wound up losing my job due to the having the viral and bacterial infection going on. So, and yes, I did hit 1,000 subscribers. I hit that thanks to Neverboard.
Yep.
And a few other people putting it out there. So I mean, like I said, for me, I can make the stuff. No big deal.
Yeah, I actually have a shawl. It's a small one, so it'd be for like a 12, 13-year-old kid, maybe a 5'2" woman. I've got that ready to go. Yeah. It's just, I was going to give it for a donation, but.
Oh, yeah. I mean, John, up like this. The cabinet company I worked for, we had one job that it was for one house about 2.5, 3 hours south of us. That whole house was being brand new and everything. Mind you, we didn't do, well, what we built was for home builders, okay? And it's basically almost the same thing, just different colors, okay? But we had a job for one house south of here. And those houses start like at 5.5 million.
All right, Neverboard. Have fun. Stay safe, hon.
I appreciate you being here. You have a good evening. That one job was almost $300,000 in cabinets alone that we wound up doing.
Wow.
Yeah. And because it was the type of material that we were using. It was different than what we normally would make cabinets out of. And on top of that, who really needs to have a drawer, custom drawer, you pull out in the bathroom that has electrical outlet that you hang your hair dryer in?
Them apparently.
Barber shops do that.
Yeah, but this was in a house,
Yeah.
and it had 5 of them. But, I mean, we were told, take your time, do not mess up.
Yeah.
Because we were working with expensive, much more expensive material.
Yeah.
Yeah, we screwed it up. Yeah, it was something that we normally didn't keep in stock.
Yeah, it was coming out of your paycheck.
Yeah, it was like, okay. Because what we normally bill with, yeah, it's no big deal. They order pallets of that at a time. This other stuff, it might be 1 or 2 pallets of it. The other is probably 30 or 40 of them. Wow. $86,000 for one window? Jeez. Yeah, I mean, you got the money, yeah. Yeah, to a lot of people like that, they've got the money. Yeah, no big deal. To me, and and a lot of people, yeah, it's like, no, I'll spend $100. Yeah, $100 is a lot for them. Yeah, if you're on Long Island, yeah. Yeah, if you're down by the coast, yeah, you've got money to be able to live down there. Especially if you're in Manhattan.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, you buy your apartments in New York, in Manhattan.
Solid aluminum, 8 it. Ooh, that's why. Yeah, that's why it was so expensive. Or as the Brits like to say, aluminium.
You blame them?
Yeah.
New York City was one of the hardest hit, but look at the population density.
Yeah.
And the only way to go to build in New York City is up. People don't want to do that anymore. It's getting dangerous.
So he's got some of that oceanfront property.
Yeah. I had a
wow. $5.3 million for 3/4 of an acre. Ooh,
yep.
That's more than what I can afford. And I was complaining about $25,000 an acre.
And that acreage is pretty much what you got. Yeah.
Except, for those that have got the money, they can afford to live in places like that.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm sorry, but I don't have that kind of money. I mean, I would love to be able to do stuff, but hey, I had to go out there and have to have a job. And I mean, I'm not going to be ashamed to admit it, but hell, I was at like, what was it, $36,000 a year?
Something like that.
But then the other job I had, I was getting close to $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
But I had to start and everything.
I had a cousin-in-law. He was a crane operator in New York. He and his wife both had chronic illnesses. I don't know what either one of them were. He ended up back here, and the doctors played F around and find out, and he had a medication that he had to be on. It was a life-sustaining medication. Doctors told him that he had to be off the medications for 48 hours for them to get a baseline. So they checked him in the hospital. And he ended up passing away. The morning after he passed away, the doctor said, yeah, we can schedule him for a test at 10 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and John, I don't know if you noticed or not, but yes, I am partially monetized. But I'll play like this. I don't push it. Okay? There's a lot of channels out there that go with the Nightbot. Buy me a cup of coffee. I can get Nightbot on here if I want. I don't do it.
Ko-fi, Koffi, or Kofi, that is a different setup.
No, they're talking about you buy a cup of coffee, in other words, you're donating to the channel.
Yeah, there's also a actual website called.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying for Nightbot, if you do that, it's like $5 or $10. It's like another super chat or something like that. Now, yes, yeah. I can get super chats, super stickers. I don't push it. That's entirely up to anybody coming in. I know there's channels out there that they push for you donating to the channel. I don't care.
Yeah.
Or not. And yes, I do have memberships. Last time I checked, I didn't have any members. And the highest I get on mine is, what was it, like $4.99 a month?
Something like that.
I had a couple of people join and they dropped, and that was it.
Yeah, you don't have any perks for being a member, just they get to show up.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if I had members, if I had enough members, hell, I was going to be doing a giveaway for members only. But could never get anything like that. So like, forget it.
Yeah.
There's no use. And I don't do Patreon.
No.
I'm not that kind of a channel.
Dancing, the reason everything is inflated up there is you guys are what's considered old money. Got people like the Rockefellers, just other, and the tech companies that are up there. The East Coast is old school.
The West Coast is all Silicon Valley.
Yeah, it's all the shiny new stuff.
Yeah. It's called California. We're too damn expensive to go and live at.
Yeah.
And basically what I like to do is those
Woo! Damn.
And basically what I like to do is those that have PayPal, I'd rather give through PayPal.
Yeah.
And get most of it.
Yeah.
That way YouTube doesn't get half of it.
Yeah, so that's the only thing with, super stickers, super chats, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, YouTube, they're going to get their little cut for, what was it, like 40%?
Something like that.
I think YouTube gets like 40%. Now, yes, I do have PayPal, but I've got, what's the other one?
Cash App.
Yeah, I got Cash App. But now, to me, I'd rather I'd rather have some land out in the country, out just way out, probably about 5-10 miles outside the city and everything. That way I don't have to be interrupted.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some remodels that I'm like, what did the original house look like? Because dang, the remodel's better than the original. And I am almost done, thank goodness.
Yeah. Now, for me, if I moved from here, I just want to find a house out in the country. I could be happy with just a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. Not even 50. I can handle something 1,500 square feet.
Yeah.
Something small. I don't have to have anything big out in the country.
Yeah.
Have a little dog trot over to the garage.
And now I'll put it like this. I will admit the garage has to be a lot bigger than
the house.
Yeah, the garage would have to. You'd actually have to have the garage, and then next to that would have to be the workshop. Okay. Yeah, I got my cousin. She lives up in is it Maine?
I thought you said she was in Washington.
Okay, yeah, it might be up in Washington. She lives in.
Yeah, didn't you say she was? When I said I've got a friend up in Silverdale, Washington, that she was closer to that?
Might be. I don't remember what city Camille lives in. Yeah, I got my cousin Camille. She's a retired postal inspector, and I didn't know it until I talked to her at my uncle's funeral one time. That you remember the Unabomber?
Yeah.
Well, she was part of the postal inspector team that actually brought him down. Yeah, she was actually on the team to help find him. Because several years ago, she had to come in the Dallas area for some meeting. Of course, that was over 20 years ago. And yeah, I met her at the hotel she was staying at. And she comes walking up, and she's got her sidearm on her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because she was federal. Now, I got one cousin that still lives down towards Houston. I wouldn't mind. Now, he's got a good job. Now, I'll admit, he's got a job. He's making big money at. He's working for Disney Cruise Line.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like my cousin, Disneyland.
Yeah. But, I mean, now I'll admit, I've been on cruises. I've been on 3 of them. All been Carnival. I prefer Carnival. To me, I prefer Carnival over Royal Caribbean, MSC, all those others.
Yeah, see, John, driving an hour here gets you in the 6.
Yeah. John, like this. To get from where I'm at down to Galveston is almost a 5-hour drive. It's 9,300 miles.
Finally.
Yeah.
And with me, if I ever go to California, my cousin can get me in Disneyland for free.
Yeah. Well, okay.
What's your cousin's name?
Yeah. And also, John, okay, now, Crystal, she's from, not originally from Oklahoma City, but that's where she was at when we met. It's what, 4-hour drive from here up there, and it's a 2-hour drive just to get to the Red River border.
Yep. Okay.
So, Yeah, the Red River border is about the halfway point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, there's Woody. How you doing?
Hi, Woody.
Woody, I don't know if you heard or not. Two things. One, I finally hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. Last time I looked, I was at 1,012. That's the good news. The bad news is because of all the health crap and everything I have to deal with my hand after all the surgery, I was battling a viral and bacterial infection. Bad enough to where I was having some really weird dreams while running a fever while I'm losing the job. I got the phone call today saying I'm terminated. But saying basically, I told her what was going on, and she said that once I get everything straightened out, because I do have the surgery scheduled for my hand coming up on the 10th. Once that's all straightened out, I can reapply, see if I can get my job back.
Yep. Yeah, I got to talk to his HR lady. She sounded really nice.
Yeah, Michelle is. Oh, John, if you went from McAllen, Texas, which is way, way, way south, and go to Amarillo, we're talking almost 12 hours. That's going from southern all the way up to almost another northern part of Texas. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize to go from El Paso to LA is less time and less distance than going from El Paso clear across the other side to Texarkana.
Okay.
Yeah. El Paso is closer to LA than Texarkana.
All right, I'm going to bounce because I got some stuff to do. So y'all have fun, stay safe, and pray I don't kill Mater because he still has laundry, trash, and he's got to eat. So,
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Crystal.
But, yeah, and, yeah, that's how big Texas is. It is, I'll admit, Texas is beautiful. I love going down to the hill country. We've got one section out there that's known as the Three Twisted Sisters. Yeah, I can believe that, John. But it's 3 ranch roads and everything, and I love riding the motorcycle on them. And they have, as you're going down it and everything, they got the signs telling you, how fast to take the turn. They have several of them at 10 miles an hour. If you don't, you're going over the guardrail and going down to the valley about 300 feet below.
Ooh.
And the thing about it is you got the mountain to your left and the valley down to the bottom. And the thing about it is you're going down and then turning like this. So, yeah, they're like 10, 20 miles an hour. Yeah, Freeport's nice. Galveston is really nice, too. It's been over 2 years since I've been down there. Actually, 3 years.
I finally got a better cable to hook up the soundbar in my room. I had another cable on it that was letting in the 60 hertz hum.
I got to try and figure out how to get my sound bar hooked up to the TV. Because there are sometimes it would be nice to be able to hear the movies and everything with the sound bar. Because not only have I got the one here, I've also got, you know, the subwoofer and the speakers back here on the wall.
Yeah.
Ground sound. I don't remember how far Jasper is from me.
What I did basically, the TV's up here, and the sound bar's over there.
Well, I've got the now in the bedroom. Got TV on the dresser drawer, and then the sound bar right there in front of it. I've got the sound bar right there in front, but I tried hooking it up the other night to be able to listen, you know, to have a movie play and everything. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
For some reason. Okay. Jasper is saying 3.5 hours from me. Yeah. Yeah, at least 3.5 hours for me. All right, no problem, John. All right, I'm only going to be on here for about another 20 minutes anyways.
Hi, John.
You have a good evening. Appreciate you being here. Trying to clear out some of the stuff on my phone I haven't done in a while. But really, Robert? We got setting. Let's see, got one in the bedroom. Took down one in the dining room, which is in her little craft room. Still got one there in the kitchen. I like having ceiling fans. Keeps the air circulated and everything.
I got a ceiling fan here. Yep. One down there. You can kind of see that each of the bedrooms have a ceiling fan.
I was thinking about doing that, Woody. I have made planners. I took them to a like a little farmer's market. Couldn't sell a single one. I wound up getting a whole bunch of cedar fence pickets and everything. It's like, okay, what the hell am I going to do with these? And I saw YouTube someone showing how to make planter. I'm like, all right, fine. I got here, started cutting them, started putting them together. Okay, fine, I'll start selling them. Nobody wanted them. I saw, we saw them over there at Walmart. I think they were selling for like 35, 40 bucks. And it was like, okay, I'll sell mine for like 50. I think it's 50 or 60 bucks, something like that. It's been over a year. Actually, almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Nope. Because very fact that the ones that you get at Walmart, yeah, they're mass produced. Mine are not mass produced, but they're made better quality. Because each one is done one at a time.
Yeah, quality built.
Yeah.
And none of the stapled together garbage.
Well, actually, I use staples in mine. But it's a fact is that I use better quality and longer ones. But it's also a fact I glue everything together too.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Right. I mean, now, like I said, the one that Crystal had, I think they were using maybe 1 inch long staples. That really didn't go through the piece of wood all that much into the next one. I was using at least, I think, 1.25 or 1.5 inch long staples.
Yeah.
So mine were going deeper into the next piece. Plus, I was using glue.
Yeah.
So not only you had the glue holding it, but you had the staple also for second way of holding. And that's why I do any of my woodworking is I will use glue and either a nail or a, it's either a brad nail or a staple.
Yeah, this was a little kids thing you put together. It's got screws in that.
Yeah.
But I also glued it together.
Yeah.
And I use it for my plasticware.
Right. And see, hang on, let me make you big again. Bring that back up.
Oh,
Okay, show the side of it. See, something like that is something I was even thinking about making, but bigger, taller, and having it for like a 6-pack drink holder.
yeah. And I put little bumpers on the bottom.
Yeah.
And I just use it for my plasticware.
Yeah. That's
Bumpers.
true, Robert. Yeah.
Bumpers are for so it doesn't go sliding, because first time I grabbed something, I was sliding and everything dumped on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, Robert, that's the thing. When you get someone that's making something by hand, it's the quality goes way up. It's not. Now, I will put it like this: if someone wants to come to me and they say they wanted some kitchen cabinets, okay, I can make them. I guarantee you, they're not going to be as cheap as say going to Walmart, Home Depot, or Lowe's, because they're the fact that what you buy there, it's the material that they use.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be getting, I'll put it like this. Most of them, they use particle board. Okay? Those things they get wet and everything, they're crumbling apart. I'm going to be, now I'll use what they call cabinet grade plywood. It's cost more, but it's a lot better.
More cost up front, but it'll last a heck of a lot longer.
Right. It's kind of like that that one house we did that one job for. We used plywood and everything, as far as for the cabinets, but it was not your normal plywood. This was definitely a high grade cabinet, cabinet grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, Robert. That's one thing about with what I do. I'm gonna make something good quality. But like I said, I didn't think about making those crates and everything until Crystal had one, and it started falling apart. It was like, hey, I can make something better than this. And that's exactly what I wound up doing. I looked at it, got the measurement, was like, okay, come out to the garage, found some scrap wood. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And later that day, I had one put together. I even brought hers out here to the garage and got it, I used some of my staples on it and made it, a lot more solid. could. I didn't think about that. Like I said, that's real simple and easy. These mini pallet coasters, those are simple and easy. Now, yeah, I was getting, yes, a lot of the stuff I was getting the wood from where I was working at. It was scrap pieces. I was getting for free. I can still go over here to Home Depot, Lowe's, or I can probably go down here to my local lumber yard. They probably have the same thing with pickup. I can get several dozens out of one 1x4x8. Yeah, I could probably do some, something like that. I just have to figure out how to the handle and everything, but getting the hole and everything made into it, and getting it, all put together. Once I get it figured out, it's like, okay, that's the hardest, and one thing that takes the longest is figuring out dimensions and how to get it all put together. All right, now is that a channel on YouTube? Because I haven't heard of that one, if that is. Okay.
I've heard of that one.
I like to go look at it and everything. But yeah, that's something I don't mind. I mean, there's about 7 or 8 different woodworking channels I watch. Or one is, of course, Matthew Peach. I like watching Bearded Viking, 731 Woodworks. Trying to remember, there's about 3 or 4 others. This one guy on there is like, he's always telling jokes, but he's always got like the black electrical tape as a mustache. I don't remember the name of that channel, but there are several of them I'll watch.
There's even a channel that'll like review tools and stuff. Like
Which
that
one?
I think the guy's name is John. I don't remember. But he'll like have his people like go to dollar stores, buy tools. He reviews them, checks the quality and app.
Yeah.
Or maybe name brand, check the quality of them.
Well, it's like for me, I was watching, trying to get reviews or find reviews on a table saw before I bought mine. And I can't think of the name of the channel, but he actually did a review on the same table saw that I've got, and he gave it, praise. It was like, okay, if this guy here is doing a review on it, and there was a few other channels, same thing, they gave it high praise as far as for something like that. I'll take a look, Woody. And that's what made me go and get that table saw. I like it. I mean, for a little 10-inch table saw, I do like it. It's not something out there that's going to break the bank. Now, I'm going to do some modification to it. I'm actually going to build I want to build a little cabinet, storage cabinet, for it to actually sit on, because yes, it's got the legs and everything. We go over here to Scamazon and bring it up.
There's also another channel I watch. It's Texas based. I think there's they're in Dallas, and right now they're currently building a house, and he's always having companies send him tools and stuff, and they'll review the tools right there. And one time he was using his table saw. It's got like safety built in.
Right.
I guess the wood was a little too damp. When that blade sensed the damp wood, down it went.
Oh, you're talking about the smart saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time money on those things. Those things are not cheap. In a minute,
Yeah.
I'll show you. When I say they're not cheap, I'll show you. Hang on.
Yeah, he said blade was sacrificed.
Yeah. See, now that right there, that's the table saw that I've got. I guess they're sold out of them right now. But the one thing that sold me on it is rack and pinion fence. So that's one thing. It's got the foldable legs. Now, when I build a little cabinet, I'll get those legs folded up and have it sitting on top of the cabinet. That way I got a place to store all the different saw blades and any accessories I need. Because right now I really don't have a place to store all the different saw blades, the dado stack that I've got, you know, the insert for that, or anything. So I want to build something underneath it and actually have it up a little bit taller. And also to have some kind of an outfeed table for it. Yep. Yeah. Woody, I don't care who manufactures it. If it's got a rack and pinion fence, that's the best thing instead of the other style. Let me. You talking about that saw stop and everything. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah. You talking about that saw stop and everything. Yeah. How much do you think those are?
Probably close to $1,000.
Try $2,000.
Wow.
I didn't even spend $300 on my skill one. And that's the same thing like what we got, you know, or what they got over at the cabinet shop I was working at. But that's the one that as soon as it detects, like, I mean, they show the videos and everything, like with a hot dog. As soon as it detects that, it has the brake that will engage with the blade and drop it down.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now, I will admit that if I had a saw stop, miter saw, I probably wouldn't have had all this happen.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it detected it was hitting the flesh, boom, it would have stopped.
He basically got it for the safety of his workers.
That's what a lot of cabinet shops and stuff like that, if you're cutting wood, they get that for the safety reason.
Yeah.
That's all it's for, is for safety.
Yeah, because he picked up a piece of wood, was gonna cut it, and didn't realize how damp the wood was, how much moisture it wicked in.
Yep. And that's the whole thing. It's the moisture content, because it's liquid will conduct electricity a lot easier than something else. So
Yeah,
if it hit your flesh, that's going to conduct electricity to the blade. Metal, anything metallic. Uh, Wood, no. Now if it's got a lot, like you said, a lot of moisture in it, yeah. So like right then and there, I started getting a pain right there at that joint where it got the blade hit it with the finger.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna see about doing some stuff. I haven't figured out exactly what all I'll do or anything like that. Um, Now, the one thing about with Matthew Peach, he's always talking about building stuff just out of fence pickets. And you can pick up a fence picket for less than $3.
Yeah,
Some of the other stuff, yeah, you can pick it up, cheap. Um, Now, for me, I can build I'm going to see about building a 10 by 12 storage shed out here in the backyard so I can store the mowers, everything else in. I may put me a little desk and everything. I may move this desk and the computer and everything out there with a window unit. Hell, I may put this window unit out there and run a small solar system out there for it, and run some of those 12-volt lights. Be totally off grid. I may wind up doing that, but hey, I could do it out of like he showed building a very small little storage shed. I think it might have been 2 foot by 6 foot, and he used fence pickets for the siding and everything else. Now the floor, I'd do something different. I actually get some actual plywood. Well, for something like that, might just go with the that OSB since it's so much cheaper.
yeah,
I wouldn't go particle board. I'd go with the OSB. Yeah, shiplap. That's why he wound up doing it. And he wound up doing the shiplap himself on his table saw on the boards. I'm going, yeah, I can do that. I got a dado stack. I can get the dado stack hooked up and everything. Run it through there and get a nice shiplap on them. All right, we're coming up on 8 o'clock. I need to get in there so I can get my dinner, finish up on the laundry, get the trash all done. That's tomorrow. Arnie, you got any final words?
yeah. I hope everyone has a good night. Stay safe. And I'm not sure if I'm going live tomorrow night or not yet. Depends on this weather. If I'm hot, tired, and exhausted, I probably won't. Because Sunday I went live an hour earlier, and everyone was surprised I did. It was either I sit here and fall asleep at the table or go live.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody's coming in, tonight on the chat and everything. I'm gonna try and, See what I can get done maybe tonight out here in the garage. I don't know. Like I said, I do want to get some other stuff made for here in the garage. I need to get a better miter saw station. Been trying to clear out some of that over there. Get a better dust collection system going in here too. But like I said, hey, I appreciate all y'all have been here tonight. Appreciate everybody's subbed to the channel here lately to get me over to 1,000. Hopefully everybody will start watching all my videos and live streams so I can get my watch hours back up so I can be fully monetized. Whatever that's going to get me, I have no idea. So everybody, like I said, I appreciate it. I didn't think I'd ever get to 1,000. But all I'm saying is y'all stay safe, God bless, and I will see y'all Wednesday. So good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Stay safe.